Hi, friends.
Hey, everybody.
It's Eileen.
And Allie.
And we are the Radiant Riot. Sometimes we are radiant.
And sometimes a riot.
Today?
I have no idea.
Excuse me. It's good to be here. It's good to be back. It's been a little bit. It's been a while.
It's been a wow.
That's true.
It's been a while.
And I'm sure you know what has gone on here on the Gulf Coast of Florida with 2 hurricanes. What else? That's enough.
2 hurricanes.
Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah, that's plenty. Within 2 weeks.
Yeah, and so we're is it a little more than a week out of Milton?
Yes.
I've lost track of days and time. I just came back from the dermatologist.
I lost track of my brain.
I had to ask what year it was.
The aftermath of this, well, certainly going through, for anybody that is here and is local and went through it, I think you understand. For those who were not, it was 2 weeks of preparing and some anxiety and a lot of decision making and
should we stay, should we go,
and should we stay or should we go. And there were 2 very different hurricanes, different effects. The last one, it was a doozy, and for the first time in 100 years, it came close to Tampa Bay. It didn't hit us head on, but close enough that the impacts were far-ranging and significant for a lot of people. And that was after the first hurricane, which was devastating for many more.
Yeah.
So the emotions that go with that.
Yeah. So there's this collective toll that many are feeling, and similar to when we went through the pandemic, it's like however you're feeling, whatever you're experiencing, that's right. We have to honor that, right?
Yeah.
So some
and
people,
for ourselves too.
Some people lost everything.
Because I'm still on myself.
What?
I'm still for others and ourselves.
Yeah.
As well.
And so we honor where other people are, and we hope people honor where we are, and all will be well, and we are grateful.
So we are, which you probably should have mentioned right up front, we are well, and our house did incredibly well with both storms. This last storm, our property took a major hit, and so we have been working pretty nonstop. Do my shoulders look bigger? We've been working pretty nonstop, cleaning up half of our beautiful monkey pod tree in the front yard.
And a jungle of a back garden.
Yes.
But you know what? We asked for that too. We wanted to clean up, and clean up we are.
Yes, we are.
And
I can no longer cross my legs.
She's in a lot of pain today.
I'm in a lot of pain. And I'm using all the things available to me which are helping.
And instead of me doing the delegating, she's actually delegating.
I have to.
And I made her some cold brew today. And I made myself some jasmine tea. And we are here.
We are here. And so we've been talking about our business, which we didn't forget that we have. But we certainly set it to the side because there were many more things that were more pressing to think about, and so we haven't really been here talking with you about what we have coming up.
Yeah, because there's a sensitivity around it too.
Certainly, there is. It just didn't feel right to promote any of it, right?
However, no, that's not a however. To talk about joy, we have a retreat coming up in January, January 11th, called JoyX. X is experience. And after this giant curveball many here have experienced, we thought there's no time like now to, we're not going to get a bunch of people in a room and do joyful things.
Yeah, it's interesting. We were having dinner with friends. It was this called the Hurricane Survivors
Dinner.
Dinner with lovely friends. and we're having a conversation about what we do. And someone asked the question, how do you present joy during times like these? And so conversation ensued, and I thought it was a fabulous conversation because it caused us to know how important it is to describe what it is that we're going to be doing, because it's not about taking people from a place of grief or a place of difficulty to immediate joy. It's about
identifying what is in the way of your joy.
That's right.
Right?
That's right. And strategies to get to the next step.
Even if the next step is just one step above where you might be. Because so many of us get stuck on that ground floor, or I should say the basement, right? And so together we will guide 6 people through a full day of conversation, which I, in my heart, believe soul stirring. I want it to be a soul stirring conversation. I want the connection to be soul stirring.
We have these conversations all the time. We have for years. We want to share those with people.
Yeah.
Because it's important. And what's really cool is that we'll be doing it against the backdrop of a B&B, a day at the B&B. We used to own a bed and breakfast in Provincetown, Massachusetts. It was hands down probably our favorite thing that we've ever done.
Yeah.
We've worked together for about 30 years, but for a number of them.
Here's to another 30. Oh my God. Are we going to work for 30 more years? Oh my God. Okay.
For a portion of that time before we moved down here to Florida, we ran a bed and breakfast, and we realized that the experience that people have when they go on vacation and when they're in a B&B setting or a beautiful hotel setting or whatever that might be, that everything is illuminated. The ordinary becomes extraordinary. The sky is bluer.
Ideas get hatched.
Coffee tastes better.
Feelings get shared.
Books get read that have been sitting on a shelf.
Questions get asked. So
lives get changed.
Yeah. So, I mean, our lives changed when we went away on vacation and decided that we wanted to do something really different and walk away from everything we knew. And so we hope that our intention is that in 1 8-hour day, all of that happens.
That's right.
Right? And we want stuff to come up. We know that joy, you can't even make room for joy unless you can really, there's a mind-body connection that needs to take place. And we really want to dig into, what are the boundaries? What's happening? What are my values? Did Mother Nature shit on my values? And where the hell are they? And how can I get back to my life as I know it? And so...
Or knew it. A long time ago.
And so that's what we're going to dig into, right? Because you can't just jump into joy. And so
in a really intimate setting with 6 other beautiful humans, we'll have this journey, and the B&B part of it is we will provide
we gonna pamper you.
We'll pamper you with a plated breakfast.
Yeah.
Right? And
we're going to do a lunch.
Late lunch, and we'll do a tea ceremony.
With the finest of teas.
Yes, and then a happy hour. Teas. We'll close it up with a happy hour with savory bites. And in between that time, during and in between, we'll have riveting conversation. Hopefully that gives people the desire to have a different perspective when they get home.
Yeah.
To begin the process of finding their J spot, as we have so affectionately come to call it. But to find the joy spot.
And that does require a conscious effort. Right? Again, you just can't read a quote or take a deep breath or one journal entry and get to joy. Well, maybe you can if you are fortunate.
That's an intention. I mean, you can't change it going on vacation either. It might feel that way while you're away, but as soon as you get home, life happens, right? So it's more about committing to an intention, committing to making a decision to to find a new perspective and a new way of looking at yourself.
And or an old way, right?
Right.
The other way, and remembering what lights people up, right? Because if we would have gone on, and made a video 2 weeks ago and talked about what lights you up, I mean, we would have been, discontinued. But it is so important to remember what does light us up, right? And so we want to spark those conversations I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
In a beautiful,
happens all the time.
In a beautiful, lovely, quiet, bohemian setting.
It will be lovely again as soon as we get the jungle back in order.
Because some of the experiences are going to take place outside. That's how the day is intended. Inside, outside. We have a really wonderful playhouse where people can, it's like an outdoor enclosed porch that we named the Playhouse, where people can relax, and there'll be some activities out there. There'll be
activities around the fire pit, around this table, in our home with us. And in our experience, what's really beautiful about this is that when we have seen people change their perspective just a little bit and have a light bulb go off, amazing things happen. And not everybody has the support system or
the energy.
Maybe the energy, particularly now for those of us here or people going through things in other parts of the world. The energy or feeling that they don't have the creativity or perhaps their self-worth.
Or the time.
Or that they're worthy of feeling joy. There might be guilt around feeling like I have the right to have the
joy. Who's got time for joy? I don't have room for joy. I'm rebuilding my home. I've been displaced. I don't have a place to live. I don't have a place to sleep. I mean, we are contending.
I have customers, I have kids, I have a partner, I have a spouse, I have responsibilities. So we're here to tell you that
people are in survival. Go ahead, please.
Right, but we're here to tell you that we have seen time and time again when people dig deeply in a guided process with other people. We'll be sharing their experiences as well. When people do that and they light up and find that thought that shifts things, that's when the beauty happens.
Yeah.
And that's what we love, and that's why we are doing this.
And so
I don't think there's been a better time for us to do this or to tell all of you about it.
No. Yeah. Yes. And.
Yes. And.
And I'm giving up some of that control, and just releasing to allow whatever else needs to come in. Right. You've always heard. I've always heard and read that it is and experienced that when we give up the resistance, when we let something go, when we surrender, something comes in, right? And so we hope that our JoyX experience, I know it will be an invitation to open hearts. It is an invitation to open hearts. Mm-hmm. And I hope that if you're listening and you would love more information, just please message us, call us, write us, drop a pigeon in with a note.
So you can find us here. You can, if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. We are committed to spending more time with you, sharing more thoughts, talking more about JoyX as it develops and as we get closer. It's January 11th.
January 11th from 8:30 to 5. We'll have you home in time for dinner.
Right. Just like the circus.
Yeah.
So 1/11/25 next
25,
year.
That's right.
So you can find us here by just subscribing and following us, connecting with us here, or you can find us on Instagram at The Zest Zone.
And I think on Instagram there's a zinc.
There's a zinc. Everything is a Z.
Everything's a Z. There's a zinc in the profile. There's a link in the profile to find out more about JoyX, where you can read about it and register. Mm-hmm. And so you're invited to our home. We want to pamper you. We want to give you a big hug and
spend the day with us.
Spend the day together. And we need it as much as you need it. Trust me. I'm starting to feel pretty good. I feel good. I'm glad we had this opportunity to talk. We miss people. We've been home a lot, and I haven't seen a lot of people on social media. We have, but other than a dinner party recently and seeing a couple of friends, I miss that engagement.
Yeah.
So
It's
anyway,
important, and that is also the beauty of JoyX. It's a community, so hopefully you'll come and leave with friends and connections that you'll carry with you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Be well. Be in touch, please. And we'll see you soon.
See you next time.